Hey everyone, we're with Gio
What
of
is up,
Lanni's
everybody?
Lizards.
What is going on? How is everybody doing today? I'm here to show Jerry my little jungle. Not anything compared to his jungle because his is crazy, but we'll just show you guys some very nice chameleons. We've got some awesome big custom cages over there. We're gonna get to those, and yeah, I'll just give you guys a brief little tour of everything. We'll feed some awesome lizards, and let's get to it. So
Awesome.
we'll start over here. Now this boy. This is a nosy Mizio, more of the rare locality.
He's got more personality than me. You see how he just kind of took over? This is my video, not his video, but he's gonna do all the talking.
Well, you'll do most of the talking in my video over at your place. So this little guy, he's got some crazy little colors going on right now. When they sit against the leaves.
Are all the chameleons that we're gonna look at, are they all panthers?
Yeah, most of them are all panthers. Actually, everybody's a panther. So this guy right now, he's on the smaller end. This guy was actually imported from Nosy Mizio. I mean, not Nosy Mizio. He is a Nosy Mizio, but he was imported from Europe. Look at that thing. Isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Look at him. He's firing up at the camera. He's like, dude, get that thing out of my face. So yeah, this is a male Nosy Mizio. I bought him with a female. So we'll get him back in there. And then we're going to let Jerry feed some of the big boys in just a second, so... I can even feed Rex right here. This is my grandpa of the place. This is like one of my first ever Panther Chameleons. I got him probably 5 years ago.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, he's big. Come on.
Nope.
So fun fact actually is chameleons have prehensile tails, like monkeys. So it's pretty gnarly.
Oh, he's handsome.
Yeah, very handsome. Being a 5-year-old chameleon, he's handsome. That's for sure. He's got a very pronounced rostrum right here. You see he's like a little Pinocchio nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Little horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll see like some of my other big ones, they don't have as pronounced of a rostrum.
How long what's the typical life expectancy?
Anywhere from like 5 to 7 years based on, your care.
Mm-hmm.
So this right here, she's on the skinnier side. She actually just dropped 30 eggs last week, so she's still in her little recovery stage. You can see she's looking pretty skinny.
Yep. And
So-
a little flappy.
Yeah, look,
On
you
the
see that
sides.
belly is like
Yeah.
almost empty right there.
Yep.
So
And she's really dull in color,
yes.
but
You can tell
that navy blue is
is
still really striking on her side.
Pretty
Oh yeah, I
incredible
can show
looking.
you a real nice female. I think I have over here. She just sniped a fly right off the cage.
So I used to keep chameleons.
Really?
Parsons, Panthers,
Parsons,
Jacksons. Aren't there dwarf Jacksons?
I believe so. There's definitely different localities. I know there's like
I think there
I
was
don't know how to pronounce the name, but it's like
everything has changed so much since
O'Neill
then.
or something like that. But
But I used to take the chameleon, put it out in a tree in the yard, hang a piece of bacon off a branch,
and
and let the
would
flies come to it and
and
let
he would
them
snipe 'em.
self-feed.
That's
Oh,
They
that's
would eat the
actually a
yellow
good idea.
jackets, flies,
Oh, yeah.
everything. that came.
One of their favorite foods actually in the wild is wasps, bees, all that. Believe it or not, the sting doesn't affect them. I'm guessing.
Yeah, bees won't come to the bacon, but yellow jackets will.
Yeah, because they eat meat, right? Like
Yeah.
they chew at it. It's crazy.
And when
to
you're
think
cleaning
about.
fish at the wrong
Yeah.
cleaning
Oh,
station,
yeah.
they'll come and start. Yeah.
So we'll skip out on this female because. So this is a
So I just a question. Even though we're skipping over her, the lay box.
yes. So that is like a more of a 75 to 25% mix of organic soil and play sand. You go to Home Depot, you buy
Mhm.
play sand for the kids to play in or whatever.
It's clean sand.
Yeah, and they'll dig a hole all the way to the bottom, turn around kind of like a sea turtle. So they'll dig all the way down to the bottom. Sometimes I go and I'm like, where's my female? And she's literally all the way under the sand. And then she'll pop her head up and just drop them backwards right in there.
So you know me. I like the problem solving of figuring out the breeding. And how complicated is their soil, sand mixture, heat, temperature? All that. Is it pretty basic? Or
So yeah, it's pretty basic. As far as heat and stuff like that, it's nowhere near the monitors because I know they're super picky with the heat and stuff like that. If they feel comfortable going in it, like usually they say, if you come in here, usually they say you can stick your fingers in there, and
it's moist enough,
and it'll stay. It'll
Okay.
hold its place.
It's probably the same general rule, really.
Yeah. So As far as that, that's pretty simple with the chameleons. But a lot of the times, people don't mix enough of the soil in there. They don't feel comfortable, and then they end up going egg bound. And that's a hard thing on these chameleons because they'll just sit there, they'll try to force the eggs out, or they'll absorb the eggs.
And that's
Not
hard
good.
on the female.
Yeah. So here's a very pretty female. So she's a little bit, she looks gravid, but she's actually not.
Yeah, that flesh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, you see, look
Oh,
at the
wow.
two sides. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that clay color.
Yeah. So she's a feisty little mama too. Look at that shot.
Not happy.
Not at all. So yeah, for the most part, she's a really pretty female. She was imported from Europe as well with that male. So I'll eventually be putting them together. I know she's showing the gravid colors right now, but she's a first timer, and she was paired with him probably 5 months ago. Nothing. So I know she's going through the cycle, but not actually gonna lay them.
Okay.
It's a weird thing. I'll show you another female. Actually, what was it? This female, dude, I paired her almost a year ago, and nothing. She went through the gravid coloration, all that, never spit out eggs at all.
So
And then she finally, like I said a week and a half ago, she spit out 30 fertile eggs.
wow,
Crazy.
30 eggs.
Yeah. Maybe I'll bring some of those out whenever to show you some of how small these eggs are. This is one of my favorite females. She just laid not that long ago too. She's super beautiful. Look at that powder blue up there by her cheeks.
Oh yeah, yeah, that sort of tattoo gray.
Yeah, so when they're receptive, they're even more beautiful. So like right now she's still retaining. So she's gonna drop me another clutch probably in about 2 weeks. They're trying to use their prehensile tail. Whoa,
You know you're doing something right when they're happy enough to give you eggs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hello. Yeah, she's a very beautiful female. A lot of people, they don't want to buy the females because they're like, oh, they don't have the color as the males. But I mean, nah, you see it. They get very beautiful. Some of these females. This is another one of my little females. Now, actually, believe it or not, Florida's crazy. She was in a bigger cage when she was a baby, right? And when they grab onto the screen, I watched a lizard come up and grab her toes clean off her body and the end of her tail. You see, she's got a little.
Oh yeah.
She's got a little nub, and if
Yeah.
you see right here, she's got a little nub up here.
Yeah.
Now that's not going to affect her at all. She'll still lay her eggs, but you can see when they're younger, they don't have much of that color. They're more of like a brownish. It's crazy. It really
She's
is
still
crazy.
pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still
very
very
cool.
pretty.
She is very pretty.
Yeah.
And then let's move on to one of my favorite males. This is an Mbanja Panther Chameleon, and this is what's super hot right now. Come on. So I'll explain it with him. Oh wow. So yeah, that's a crazy color pop.
Yeah,
But like
that's
I said,
incredible.
They go through like a brumation almost, and they dull out and they get like this gray washy color for a couple months. But in spring, they literally color pop like crazy.
So what I know, the Panthers, I used to have like turquoise and red
Mhm.
and orange. What is that?
That is so you had more of like the rainbow look, kind of. So
I
you
guess.
probably had
Again, everything
Yeah,
common names back
exactly,
then.
yeah.
No one used scientific names.
So you probably had maybe an Ambelobi Panther Chameleon.
Okay.
Those are like more of the original. Like that's what was hot probably back in the day. More of like the Ambelobis.
Yeah. And the black too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
So the
really-
black, like if you go look for a baby and they come from blue lineage, if you see that baby holding a lot of black, just know you're gonna get a very blue chameleon. The black usually ends up turning to blues. But I mean, look at the crazy contrast of all the stripes, and this boy is crazy.
And as we're talking, it's changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna
the-
say he's getting blacker.
The funny thing is actually like you cannot actually witness the change. Like it just happens, and then you're like, oh, he changed.
Yeah.
I swear, I'll sit here and try to watch him change colors, and I'm like, it's going on, but I don't see it going on. You know what I'm saying? Here is actually,
You got a screen repair to do on the top there, huh?
yeah, he won't get out of that though. Now this is actually one of my little productions. He's a feisty sucker.
So you produced this baby.
I produced this baby, yes. So you can
I-
see
How cool is that?
he's starting to get his
Oh,
colors,
yeah, the white.
and he's an Ambelobi. So.
And how old is?
He's probably about 3.5 months. Oh. Yeah, crazy little dudes. But you can see his color starting to come in. That's the cool thing about them.
I know you can have sort of from hanging out with Jerry, you can have dog-cat kind of relationship with your monitors, and like have them around the house.
Yeah, with these guys,
no, they're just
most of the time they just want to bite your fingers off. But as you can see, not a lot of mine are. You know,
they're used to
if
being
you get
handled.
them used to hand feeding
Yeah.
and whatnot, they get used to you. I can come around like my big ones. I usually throw crickets in like a little soup container. So when they see me walk by with the soup container, they know what time it is. You know?
You see them like
yeah. They'll follow me all around the cage. I can walk to the back. They'll come to the back. So those are all my smaller Panther chameleons. Now I'm gonna bring Jerry over to the bigger and crazier looking chameleons. Now we're sitting at my 7-foot custom chameleon mansions, we like to call them, all fully bioactive, very strong. I mean, I could climb up them, climb down them. And like I said, they're all fully bioactive, so you can come in here. It's like a box of soil. I've started most of these, like this is a monstera, and then my pothos down here. I started most of those as just cuttings and throwing them in the ground, and they just took off like crazy.
Did you seal the wood on the inside, or is it just pressure treated?
Yeah, no, it's all sealed up.
Okay. With the dry lock, or
Yeah,
okay.
dry lock, and then I also put like this sea deck, not the sea deck, but like the weatherproof decking paint.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm sure they're not gonna last me that long, but they'll definitely do me some justice for
Florida.
a while.
Nothing is permanent in Florida.
So I don't know how this guy. This guy is a little bit on the feistier side. We can get him from over here.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if he'll be quite ready to eat out of my hands. But this guy is an absolute color pop. Seriously, he's crazy
Look
looking.
at this.
Is that not one of the nicest Panther chameleons you've ever seen?
Yeah, it's incredible.
So like now this side, it's crazy how they can change, like pick what colors they want to be on each side. Like I don't know if he's darkening up on that side now.
Yeah, he's turning more purple a little bit. The red and the blue are melting in together a little bit.
And look at those eye turrets, just with the red striping going through the eyes is absolutely phenomenal. Very, very cool. And I love their feet. They're like little paws. You know,
Mittens.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
mittens. Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy. They can stand up on two. See how
Oh wow,
he's
yeah.
just chilling?
Yeah.
They're really neat little creatures.
Yeah, using the tail as like a
It's
Fifth-
literally like a
fifth
fifth
arm.
leg. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So we'll put him up in there. He's probably not going to eat out of our hands, but we could try one, and then I'll let Jerry take over with the big ones. Let's see if he'll want this. Are you going to get that for me?
Needs to wiggle more.
I know, because they eat off of movement.
Mm-hmm.
But like my big ones just know if I got something in my hand, that it's ready to eat time. So he's probably not gonna grab that for me because he's not really used
As
to.
soon as you pull the camera away, he probably would have popped it.
Yeah, he probably would. But he's not.
Oh yeah, because they just reach out with their tongue, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's pretty wild.
You'll see one of these guys.
Like the tongue will come out in slow motion
The tongue,
and start coming out, and then wham!
their tongues are actually 2 times the length of their body.
Oh wow.
And if I'm not mistaken, I was looking something up, and they say at the speed, like just the force and the speed coming out is like almost like the same as a 22 bullet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, like the force behind it.
Yeah, like just like that, the power to push that out is almost like a. So here
Yeah,
he
this one is.
Yeah, this
What a
is,
perfect habitat. I mean, they have to feel really safe
Oh, yeah.
and happy in there.
So this guy will come. He'll come right out if I
Oh,
have a
yeah.
worm in my hand here. I'll let Jerry take care of that one. You can hold him if you want.
Sure.
Just put your hand out and he'll. This is one of my main boys right now.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Take a look at what we got down here. He's coming to say what's up to the chameleons. Well, that's a giant Flemish rabbit, the largest rabbit species in the world, actually. You say hello, or are you gonna run for me? That's a good boy. Yeah, so there's Jerry with one of my favorite blue and bonjas I own. Absolutely crazy. Now he'll eat right off of Jerry's arm. So let's see if we can grab a nice big one of these. Butterfly.
Wow, he is.
Isn't he beautiful?
Yeah, he's turning more blue. I mean, that color is incredible.
No, he's looking at something. Could you see how he's like siding his body? That's
Uh-huh.
usually what they do if they see a bird. They'll
Mhm.
literally go sideways on the stick. I don't think it's a bird though. He might be looking at the. He's definitely not seeing that owl.
No, the plastic owl. He
I
should be
use
used to that.
Yeah, I use that just for. Cause I got these mockingbirds, dude. They come up here. Oh yeah, here we go. So now I can get
There he goes. Yeah.
I can get him to come right up. Oh, right here. Shoot it right at the GoPro. Isn't that crazy?
Very cool.
And he's beautiful, even though right now he's kind of going through that little bromation thing too. In the summer, actually, it's crazy. The heat really brings out the red in them. So
Okay.
when I used to have him housed indoors, solid royal dark blue.
No, I remember watching a nature special, and it was saying certain colors danger, certain colors happy. What is it in general?
So usually when they're super bright looking, it's usually as like a defense, you know, like get away from me. Like if he were to see another male, well, I mean, my males are pretty nice, so they don't really get fired up at each other anymore. But like in the beginning, when I introduced him, they puff out their giller,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Look as big
they
as possible.
They curl up their tail and literally go back and forth like this, and then they'll actually ram into each other with those rostrums and like bite and snap at each other. It's actually a really cool video on YouTube.
Try and force him out of the tree.
Yeah, literally, they try to knock him off the branch. See how far we can get this one to go. It really is super, super incredible. And they actually do have some nice little teeth on them, too.
Yes, they do.
They really do.
Yes, they do.
Like, I wouldn't want to take a bite from him.
Like a night anole,
Yeah, kind of almost very similar. They got the little sharp little teeth.
triangle shape.
Yeah, triangle shaped, exactly.
Significant teeth.
So yeah, this is just a nice hibiscus growing up in there. Got the monsteras. Again, I got a bunch of cuttings of like these pothos. They just absolutely take over down there. And those I'm hoping will vine up the sides. They'll look awesome in there.
Yeah, so
So
that way there.
do you take your hibiscus flowers and feed them
Feed
to,
them to
your,
the tortoises.
the tortoises? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Smart.
nice little snack for them.
Oh, so this is one of the things that you and I were talking about on the phone. Well, let's go back to how you and I met. I think it was the blackthroat babies, right? When I had them last year,
so
you
had
messaged
them,
inquiring.
I messaged him on Facebook actually because I was just getting into monitors at the time, and I messaged him about some of his blackthroat babies, and it just went on from there. You know, the energy clicked. We talk about monitors like every day now. We're always on the phone. He's a great guy, most definitely. You guys better come out here and check him out. Better subscribe to his channel, like this video, comment on it, all of that. Most definitely. Now, like I said, this boy is really going through the bromation.
And so, can you, for the people that don't know, like me, what's the bromation?
So bromation
Yeah.
is okay. I should have explained
No,
myself
it's all
a little
good.
better. So, bromation and chameleons is kind of like when it gets cold, they go through like their winter funks. Put it as that, like a little better of an explanation. They go through like a winter funk. They get like this gray washed color. Like here, I'll show you him. And they just kind of slow down with the eating a little bit.
Metabolism, slow
Yeah,
down,
it's,
everything.
it's more of like a metabolism that slows down, but you can see he's still very beautiful.
yeah.
He's got like that powder yellow.
and that
but-
teal blue.
If I pull up my phone right here to show you, yeah, clear all my notifications out of the way. That's actually the same chameleon. I don't know if that's
Oh,
popping
wow.
up good
Yeah,
on
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow.
So that's the same chameleon. In
And
the
now we have
summertime.
his password and everything.
But so he's more of a, this is an Ankefi Panther Chameleon, actually a sublocality of the blue one I just showed you guys. So if you were to put him to a female from him, it wouldn't be considered a cross because they're sublocalities. It's
Okay.
like putting a guru to like a, Simbawas are kind of smaller, right? That's like considered a guru kind of, right? Or we don't need to get into all that confusing
Genetics,
stuff. You know,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I have a lot of learning to do. I really do.
So it wouldn't actually be considered a cross if I put him to that blue one, because in the chameleon industry, people do like to keep it firm locale to firm locale for the best results. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the crosses out there are really, really cool looking. But I mean, he during the summer is like a highlighter, dude. Like it's crazy. His eyes are bright orange. See, he sees that. He's got to see that rabbit. See how skinny he just got and long? Like,
Yeah.
He's like trying to act like a...
Make himself bigger.
Yeah.
And it's always funny when they clear a larger area, they start doing that walking
Yeah,
and
so
shaking.
that's actually
so
them.
like a leaf
Yes,
shaking.
they're
or-
mimicking a leaf. Exactly what that is. So we'll get him up in here, see if he wants to grab any of seconds from us. But like I said, like with the formation, people like to call it, they slow down a lot. That's why. So Jerry's gonna have to come back and do a part 2 in the summertime.
Oh yeah,
We'll show you guys some crazy looking colors. Let's see if I want to grab any of this. It's so funny because they'll sit there and look at you.
He really blends in too.
You see, he's starting to do some of that shaky behavior. So while he's walking, he's like,
He's looking over now.
It.
And this is one of my biggest Panther Chameleons.
Yeah.
Sniper, dude. It's so literally like a little snipe. Here, yeah, you can hold that right there and we'll get a good shot. Right. So it's actually not a myth, you guys. Their tongues are actually really sticky.
Yeah.
Like,
oh wow.
See, like it's like glue is on my finger. But, like you just touch some tape and you got the residue. See, like look at that. Stuck right on my finger. Come on.
Hiding behind the branch.
Yeah, so he is. He's probably looking right into the lens, and he's probably thinking that's another eyeball looking at him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's looking at his reflection.
They're actually pretty clever. Like they're actually, believe it or not, they're not as smart as intelligent as the monitors, but they're definitely clever with their own instincts. Come on. Now you don't want it anymore? Gotta taste my finger. So yeah, he's I think he's out for the count right now. He's just hanging in there. Let me see if I want to just grab him. Here. So I'll give Jerry some of those black soldier fly larvae, and Kakashi is just gonna come up here and clean them up. Boom. I think he got two for one right there, 3 for 1 right there.
He got a handful right there.
And this is one of my friendliest chameleons. He's literally the star of the show. He's always coming out. He's always eating whatever he wants. And I could even maybe let you guys sit here and feed him a little bit.
There we go.
Try to show you
Coming
guys
down.
some breeding behavior.
Which one is he gonna go for? The lighter color or the darker color?
Let's go for
The darker.
There you go. That really caught his attention.
Yeah, it sure did.
And another fun fact is that they could actually move one eye completely backwards and keep one eye looking forward. Now I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a breeding behavior. So she's, like I said, she's still retaining. So you see her right now, she is letting him know, get the heck away from me. But let's see if he'll actually show off some of his breeding behavior. He'll start, yeah, there you go. So right now he's like, come over here, come see me, And she is like, you need to get away from me. She's going to get all black. She's just kind of giving him the sign like, I'm still gravid, I'm still retaining, get away from me. But I mean, in nature, he's not going to care what it is. But look at her, she is not happy at all. And she'll actually go back and forth, kind of like what Jerry was saying. Look at those teeth, you see them?
Yeah, little sharp points.
Look at those things.
Yeah.
And his are probably even bigger. So that's a cool little thing to show you guys. See her, she's going to stand up and go back and forth. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, you make herself real flat. And
Yeah, oh yeah.
bulgy.
See how she pops that giller out? She's like, get away from me. She's starting to pop his out a little bit, but when they see another male, that thing literally comes straight out from the chin.
Whole lot of action for him today.
He's got a lot of food, he's seen some pretty ladies.
That's wild. So now we're looking at these eggs that you produced.
Yeah, so these are actually from the blue boy that you were just feeding over there.
16 eggs.
16 eggs. This is a small clutch, but this is also a first-time female.
Okay.
So people like to say, like, when a female lays, and they retain, of course, like a lot of reptile species, the more you feed them, the more eggs they'll actually lay. But they like to, a lot of breeders like to keep their clutches small because it pays a huge toll on the female. So this is like a perfect clutch. I'm very happy with this clutch because of how small it is.
So it's not it's related to how much food they're getting, but is it not related to how many they're producing on their follicles also?
It could be, but I know food plays a huge part in that. Like for the chameleons, because people are like, oh, after your female lays her first clutch, slow her feeding down a little bit.
Okay.
Personally, I don't do that. You know, I let them eat what they want.
That's what they're gonna do in the wild.
Exactly. You know, I mean, of course, I'm probably providing more food than they would have in the
higher
wild.
quality food.
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, they're
you
eating
never know.
insects. I mean,
You
insects
never know.
are high quality.
I've seen field chameleons grabbing birds, little birds out of a tree.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about. I've never. A lot of times they also do eat lizards too, though. Like I'll have little anoles.
Brown anoles, yeah.
The little brown anoles will run up in these cages, and I'll have to come out here and try to take it out of his mouth because I feel so bad. But whatever they're doing behind my back, you know, they're gonna eat a bunch of them.
And that's what they would do.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys get the gist of things on how small these little baby chameleons actually hatch out as. Literally almost like a little bit bigger than my thumbnail, probably for the most part. Little tiny babies, and these also take a long time to hatch.
Okay, how long?
Anywhere from 5. My shortest incubation time is 5 months, but they can take up to over a year to hatch.
Wow.
Like 13 months, I've seen people say, "Oh, my eggs haven't hatched yet." They're all fertile because if they weren't, they'd mold out, deflate. You know, I'm sure that happens with the monitor eggs too.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So it's always a terrible sight when you go look at the incubator and you see some moldy eggs.
Because you get so excited about it. You really get connected to these eggs.
Most definitely.
Because it's a goal. You've been working towards it, trying to find the right animals, trying to get a male and a female together that are going to work. And you get to the eggs, and then the waiting game's hard.
That's the thing with chameleons, you know. People like to breed for purposes, you know. If I'm gonna try to find the most blue lineaged female for the blue boy to make even more blue babies. So of course you get so excited waiting to see what you're gonna get. And the cool thing about the chameleons is that when they hatch, they're actually like grayish brown, and they grow into those colors. So it's like a huge surprise, you know. So it's a really cool thing.
So how are you finding the animals you're selecting? Are you going to reptile shows? Are you communicating with people online that you know are reputable?
So mostly, like I deal with a lot of reputable breeders through Instagram. I find a lot of people on Facebook with some nice companies out there. And yeah, it's a cool little gig to do. I do it mainly for fun. It's a cool thing to watch. So, yeah.
Awesome. And he's got a lot more stuff here, but we're going to come back at a later date and look at the other animals.
Oh yeah, so you guys are going to tune in for that. Stick around for sure. And now we're going to get ready. We're going to go over to his house, and I'm going to be doing a little tour of his house. So most definitely thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. See you soon.